this is Joy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am featuring a project for makerforte using the Jacob's coat technique. I am using three of my favorite colors from the Color Hive ink family. The first one being Purple Rain, the next one being Rah Rah Skirt, and Acid Wash. These are beautiful colors and blend well together. And you will see this featured as one of my favorite blends later on down the line, because I am working on that as an ongoing project for makerforte. So what I like about these inks are that they are smushable, they are reactive, and they stay wet longer than most dye inks. And what that does is it opens them up for multiple techniques that other dye inks wouldn't be. And the one that I particularly like and I'm showing today is that you can emboss them. So you see that I put them down in a gradient along my fluttering around rubber stamp. And I go back in and I ink them a second time. And again, that is just because I want them to be a little bit more vibrant and wet, because I am going to come in with clear embossing powder to seal that color in. That's very important for the technique that I'm going to show. So I am using my ink smushing tool, which really helps get a good impression, and then I am bringing in the clear embossing powder now. I use a fine detail embossing powder for almost everything, and I buy it in bulk. So that's what you're seeing me do here. Now you're seeing that I am coating that very well. I apply several passes of the powder before I come in with my heat gun, and then I just go through on a high setting on my heat gun and heat it from both the front and the back of the paper. That way I get a very smooth coverage. I don't believe I show the front and back on here, but that is just a tip so that you get the powder to melt seamlessly, and you just get that really nice coverage on there. So I think I've told you 1,000 times that heat embossing is one of my favorite techniques, and it never gets old for me. I've been making cards for about 6 years, and I am always embossing. So I hope you don't get tired of it. If you do, let me know, and I will stop. So this is where the Jacob's coat technique comes in. So by using the clear embossing powder, I am trapping the vibrant colors of the previous inks underneath the powder. So I come in with my Eclipse Black Color Hive ink, and I am going direct to paper, and I am really giving a dark coat of this ink. And again, this looks terrible before it gets better. I know I say that a lot about techniques, but I always try to encourage people to keep going, because there are so many times I look at a project and I just want to stop, but this turns out beautiful. So I'm coming in with a damp baby wipe, and I am wiping the Eclipse ink off of the embossed area. You see that the ink stays on the paper, and the only thing that's showing through now are the embossed colors. So I do trim that panel down to 3 3/4 by 5. And then I come in with a white piece of cardstock, and I decide to make my own color cardstock. So I'm using my Rah Rah Skirt ink, and I am taking that direct to paper, and I am just wiping that around the edges. And that card panel measures 4 by 5 1/4. And basically I'm just getting a heavy coat on there, and I'm creating my own cardstock. That's kind of a trick if you are new to card making and you don't have all of the colors. So just keep that in mind, that that's another thing that you can do. Now makerforte has foilable simple saying strips, and they have accompanying dies that go with that. So what that means is we've got a pre-printed sentiment strips or sentiments in general. And you can see me flipping through these. This is the Sassy Celebrations. So with these, you can do the ink blend on top of them, or you can take your toner reactive foils and you can run it through your laminator and you can have a foiled sentiment. I chose to go with black and white because I thought it would show up nicely. I am using my Simple Sayings die, and all you do is you line up the squares at the top, and you run it and you tape it down, and you run it through your die cutting machine. I use a platinum machine, but you can use whatever works for you, and use the sandwich that goes with your machine. So here you see me popping out all the different strips, and now I have pre-made sentiments ready to go, already cut out for the next time that I want to use a quick and easy card. I need like either a celebration or a birthday card. I'm ready. So now you're going to see that I'm taking my Tim Holtz guillotine trimmer and I'm trimming that focal panel down. And I just like that, like I said, 3 3/4 by 5. I think that makes for a nice border for all my different layers. I even sometimes like to go even smaller because I like thick borders on my cards, but here I just chose to take it down by about 1/4 of an inch, okay? And then I apply foam tape to the back of that because I like to pop it up onto my matting layer. And I'm using my tonic scissors that you can find in the makerforte shop or anywhere else that you do your shopping. I will link that below or on my accompanying blog post if you are interested in those. So another trick is, because I can never glue or put down anything straight the first time, is I take wet glue, and here I'm using Barely Art glue. You can use any wet medium, and what that does is it gives you just a little bit of wiggle room. So if you don't get it down exactly right the first time, you can kind of wiggle it, because if you just use foam tape, it's extremely sticky and you will never get it peeled back up without tearing your paper. So just keep that in mind if you struggle like I do. Now I am using the Perfect Score cardstock from Makerforte, and I'm using a top folding A2 card base, and I'm using my bone folder just to get that crease perfect, and then I glue that down to make just the perfect card base with the borders. You can see how I've got like the perfect 1/8 inch border all the way around by doing that. So I am taking some foam squares, some mini foam squares, and I even am having to cut those in half, and I am applying that to my die cut sentiment strip. And I'm using my craft pick from Makerforte just to remove the non-stick backing. And then from there I center that onto my card, and then I just put down some clear gems, or silver gems, excuse me, in an odd number, and I try to do those kind of in a triangle. So if you like this card, I would love for you to like and subscribe to my channel and to the Makerforte channel. You can find more inspiration there. So I really do appreciate you tuning in, and if there's anything that you have questions on, please drop me a comment below. Again, I appreciate you stopping by and sticking with me through the end. Until next time, keep crafting. Take care, and bye-bye.